Right. So welcome to the 2020 Radlett United Synagogue Bat Mitzvah graduation ceremony with me, Donald J. Trump. Anyway, Mazel Tov to everybody. And we're going to be starting now. We're going to finish within 40 minutes. We're going to be nice and tidy and swift and superb about this. So I wanted to say what a great thrill it is to be able to host this event of your special graduation in this unprecedented time where we never expected a Bat Mitzvah graduation to be done on a Thursday night at home. But nevertheless, we are going to make the best of it. I'd now like to say to all the girls, Mazel Tov, fantastic that you've completed your courses. Also, and to your parents, Mazel Tov, for all that they've achieved and done to bring you to this point. And also grandparents I know who are tuning in, who gave everything to your parents to make it possible. So we have multiple generations celebrating this evening. Without any further ado, I'd like to ask David Kohler to unmute himself. And he's going to say a few words, our vice chairman.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to, firstly, on behalf of the chairman, who unfortunately can't be with us because he's got to be at a shiva tonight, but on behalf of the chairman and the honorary officers and all of the shul council and indeed all of the shul, I'd like to wish all the girls and all the families a hearty mazel tov from everybody. This is the first time I've done a bat mitzvah on Zoom. My daughter will be bat mitzvahed in November, so we'll probably be doing it again then. But from everybody at the shul, wish you all mazel tov. Have a very, very enjoyable evening, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you very much indeed, David. I'd now like to hand over to my wife, Hannah, who is now going to say some words to the girls.
Hi, everybody. Mazel tov to all the girls. Mazel tov Darcy, Lucy, Sophie, Ava, Rose, Freya, Amber, Evie, and Allegra. Each one of you a huge mazel tov. So I'd like you to take your goodie bags and open them up now. And inside, first of all, you're going to see two drinks, because every celebration we're going to drink a l'chaim. So there's one drink, I think you can figure out whose is whose. One drink is specially for the bat mitzvah girl, and one drink is specially for the bat mitzvah mums, and you both really deserve these two drinks, l'chaim. The next thing that I'd like you to pick out from the bag is the cookies, and on the cookies is a picture of how you looked during that first bat mitzvah class. Now, unfortunately, Evie missed that first class, but I took a picture from the second class that she did join us and squished them all together, and you can see how you looked in September 2019, and show it up to the camera. If you remember during that first class, do you remember we all made those straw buildings? And I said to you, before you know it, you're going to blink and it's going to be the end of your bat mitzvah course. And usually the year passes in the flash of an eye, but this time it feels like a million years ago that we had that first bat mitzvah class, because a lot of things have happened. So much has changed in the world. And this year, all of you have had to deal with a lot of challenges. Some of you have had to deal with big disappointments, cancelling and rearranging bat mitzvah parties. And in some ways, it's been a really difficult year for everybody. But in other ways, this coronavirus situation has been a huge advantage to you girls, and I'll tell you why. It's made us learn a really important lesson. It's taught us that Judaism is adaptable, it's portable. It's not just something to be celebrated when the shuls are open. It's something to be celebrated even when the shuls are closed, and the shops are closed, and the schools are closed, and the gyms closed. When everything else is closed, our Yiddishkeit is not closed. We still have our Judaism with us. It's portable and it's adaptable. And that is a huge lesson that in every generation us Jews have had to learn. And that's a huge generation that in particular, this bat mitzvah group have had to learn this year. So as we go through our journey, you'll see in the bag, there's also your passports that you filled in your first class. because I spoke about this bat mitzvah year as being a journey of learning. So we keep our passports with us, our suitcases as we go through life, and we keep our Judaism and our Jewish identity in our hearts. Wherever we go, our Judaism goes. So this bat mitzvah group, 2019 to 2020, if you look in the bag again, your next goodie is a little black box. And if you open that box, you'll see a star keyring. And the keyring says bat mitzvah group 2019 to 2020, your Jewish journey. And it's shaped like a star because, girls, you are all stars. You may look like tiny twinkling sparkly lights, but actually in reality, you are huge, great masses of fire who can emit tremendous heat and can make a huge impact. And the reason why I gave you a keyring is because this is the theme. The theme is our Yiddishkeit can go with us wherever we go. So right now, you may put your keyring on the key of your locker or the key of your door. In a few years' time, you may put the keyring on your car key. And please God, in the future, you may put your keyring on the key to the door of your own home. The idea is that this learning that we've done together, please God, you'll be able to take it with you and just add to it and make it grow. And please God, take it with you throughout your journey in life, whatever that might bring. Okay, so the next thing to take from the goodie bags is for the mums. And the mums need to take their certificate, which is this piece of card that shows the different themes that we covered in the classes and a picture of two hands. And mums, these hands symbolize all the huge effort that you have made for your daughters throughout this year. Imagine, mums, if you could be paid £1 for every single WhatsApp message that you have made about your daughter's bat mitzvah. We would all be millionaires and be able to retire tomorrow. As a mum myself, I know and I recognize how much energy you have all put into your daughters so that their bat mitzvah not only can just be a party or a celebration, but can be something meaningful and special. So this certificate is for you. And it says on the bottom, "V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtcha b'veisecha v'velechtecha v'derech v'shachbecha of kamecha." And this is a verse from the Shema. And the Shema is in every mezuzah. So every time you go into a Jewish home, you can see the mezuzah on the right. In it contains this pasuk. And it means, you shall teach these to your children, have discussions in your homes, on your journey, when you wake and when you sleep. This represents a really important mitzvah from the Torah that Hashem tells us to do. Each parent, Hashem obligates us to teach our children. And through this year, mums, you have fulfilled this mitzvah. And I'm sure you're going to continue to do so, because as I always say in every class, these bat mitzvah classes and these bat mitzvah experience is only to spark the conversations. So mums, keep up fulfilling this really special mitzvah of teaching our children about your Jewish heritage, about your Jewish past. Keep up those conversations and don't stop your Jewish journey together. Girls, your certificate is the stand-up certificate, which has a tree on it. It should have a tree, and it should have all the themes that we've covered in our classes around the tree. So the Torah compares a human being to a tree. So why does a human being compared to a tree? If I had to be compared to something, then I probably would like to be compared to something maybe sweeter, like a pineapple or a cream egg. Why a tree? So if you've ever seen a bonsai tree grown, you'll know there's a Japanese tradition of growing bonsai trees, which means they're fully grown trees like an oak or an elm, and they grow very, very small. And the way the Japanese make these bonsai trees grow very tiny is that they plant it originally in a container with holes in, and every time the roots grow, they poke through the container and you snip the roots. And as you snip the roots, this stops the tree from growing big, because a tree with very short roots can only grow small. A tree can only grow big and strong when it has very far-reaching, very strong roots. That makes the tree grow big and strong. So the Torah compares a person to a tree, because we have to have strong roots in order to grow big and strong. And your Jewish learning this year, girls, has been the start of you exploring and growing and developing your strong roots. So please, God, you will continue this journey, learning from your parents, from your grandparents, from your family, from your teachers, about the Torah and about your roots, so that you can all grow big and strong and produce fruit, which represents the mitzvahs the good deeds and the impact and the legacy that, please God, you as strong Jewish women are going to leave in the world. So girls, what I'd like you to do is, mums, if you hold your certificate, which represents all the education and all the energy and all the enthusiasm and all the hard work that you have given to your daughters to teach them. And girls, if you place your tree on top of that certificate, on top of your mum certificate, this represents the fact that your mums and your family have given you strong roots so that you are able to grow tall and strong and start this Jewish journey of your own as Jewish women in the world. So I have had a great time teaching you. At the bottom of the girls' certificate, it says one pasuk that I feel represents this group. And that pasuk is, Ivdu es Hashem b'simcha, which means serve Hashem with joy. This group, every time we've got together, they've been laughing, the girls have been smiling, they've been cracking jokes, they've been having a great time. And this has been such a joyous group. So I wanted you to carry this happiness with you. As much as Judaism is supposed to be portable and adaptable, it's also supposed to be served with joy. A Jew is supposed to be joyful and happy. And this message is really embodied by the group. And I'd like you all to take this message that you've epitomized and put it in your suitcases, put it in your keyring, and carry it through your journey through life. We at Radlett Shul, we're your community, and we welcome you all as brand new Jewish adults. We're looking forward to sharing your happy times throughout your lives with you and throughout many years to come, please God. Mazel tov to each and every one of you.
Thank you, Hannah. Beautiful words. And now we come to the time where I'm going to ask the girls to share with us some reflections of what they've learnt during this course. And I have all the names here in no particular order. I'm going to put the view onto gallery view. And when I call your name, just simply unmute your device so that you can share some reflections with us. And I will endeavor to find you and spotlight you. If you know Zoom speak, you'll know what I mean. Okay, so the first person on our list in no particular order is Darcy Graham.
Hello. I really enjoyed being part of the Bat Mitzvah group and getting to know all the other girls better over the course of the past year. I want to thank Hannah for all the effort that she's put into all of the sessions, especially once we were unable to meet up in person. The course has made me appreciate what it really means to become a Bat Mitzvah, and how it's not just about the sparkly dress and the party, but about starting the journey to become a good Jewish woman. One of my favourite times was when we went to Hannah's house for Friday night dinner. It was really special to share the Shabbat experience and make Kiddush with everyone together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Darcy. Now, Lucy Ginsburg.
I've learnt so much from these lessons about what it really means to be a Jewish woman. Becoming a Bat Mitzvah is such a gift, and I am so privileged to get to grow my knowledge about my religion in such a supportive community. I couldn't have asked for a better teacher or better friends to learn with. I have learnt so much, not only about the history and the laws, but the meaning and reasons behind them. Thank you so much, Hannah.
Thank you so much, Lucy. Now I'd like to ask Sophie Greenborough to speak. Where are you?
I have really enjoyed this past year in the Bat Mitzvah group, spending time with my friends while learning about my Jewish heritage. Although I've been to Reda before this, I found this course much more interesting with a mix of practical activities and discussions. I especially enjoyed making challah, making donuts, and the Friday night dinner. Thank you, Hannah, for organising it and making this so much fun.
Thank you, Sophie. Now I'd like to call upon Ava Solomon.
I have learned so much and loved the journey of learning. I learned the stories of Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah and their backgrounds, and why they're such good role models to me. I learned how to make challah and donuts, which were very yummy and my family loved. I especially loved the Friday night dinner at Hannah's house where each of the girls did a presentation and we all learnt lots about our chosen subject. I now know much more about what it means to be Jewish and have a bat mitzvah. I learned that it is so much more than having a party. It's about growing into a Jewish woman, being part of the Jewish faith, the community, and following the path of God. Thank you to Hannah for being such an inspiring teacher.
Thanks so much, Ava. Rose Becker.
I really enjoyed this year because, first of all, it's been really fun to come as a community and, us bat mitzvah girls to, talk to each other, connect, because we're all bat mitzvah girls, we're all turning 12, we're all becoming, Jewish women. And it's just really nice. And, a bat mitzvah, of course, quite a few people, including me, I didn't have a bat mitzvah party, but it doesn't matter because as long as I'm with my family and my grandparents and everyone that I love are, safe and healthy, then that's all that matters to me. And, all these classes have made me so aware and so happy. I'm just really glad to be Jewish. I'm just really happy, and thank you for everything that you've done this year.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Rose. Freya Gordon.
Yeah, I'm muted.
Thank you so much, Hannah. I've really enjoyed this course, and I especially enjoyed when we went to Tesco's to get the food, because it really made me think about how little everyone had, how little some people have, and how much £10 can do. And it felt really good because we gave to charity, and it felt like we were giving back to the community. And I've really enjoyed making new friends and learning with them. So thank you so much.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Freya. Great stuff. Now I'd like to invite Amber Jerome to speak.
When I started the course, I wasn't too sure what to expect. I have finished the course feeling like I've learned so much more about what it means to become a bat mitzvah. I learned about the transition from becoming a girl to becoming a Jewish woman. Over the months, we explored the values of being a Jewish woman and what is important in life, to celebrate being a woman, and about female role models. Hannah made sure each class was interactive and fun while giving us something to reflect on each time. One of the sessions that's in my mind was when we all met up in Tesco before lockdown, obviously. And we were split in teams with a budget of £10 to buy enough food to last for a week for a Jewish family of 5. The task was a lot more challenging than I thought. It taught me a valuable lesson to be more humble and grateful for everything that I have, and to realise that in life, not everyone is as fortunate as us. I know my mum also learned that you can buy a bag of pasta for 53p. So, that week was just one of the highlights of the course. I really enjoyed spending time with all the other girls in each session. I wanted to say thank you to Hannah for organising the course and making it so memorable and fun. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Amber. Evie Blakely. Can we hear from you, please?
Ready? Okay.
I just want to say thank you so much for these sessions. It's been really lovely. And my favourite memory that we had was when we all went to your house for Shabbos dinner, and we went outside and we sang Lahadadi, and the sheep were next door, and it was just all really special. So thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, and now Allegra Orkin. Allegra.
Hello everyone. Firstly, I would like to thank Hannah and Rabbi Hughes for giving me this amazing experience this year. I have loved making new friends, spending time with old friends, and doing fun activities whilst learning more about being Jewish. I have learned what it truly means to be a Jewish woman, and I am extremely grateful to have been lucky enough to celebrate and perform my Dvar Torah and my Bat Mitzvah before lockdown. I have learned lots of new skills, like how to work as a team, make challah, and many more. I've also learned about my Hebrew name, what challah actually means, and how to be a true bat mitzvah. I'm sad our group has now finished, as I've really enjoyed my time with everyone. I wish mazel tov to those who I get to celebrate their bat mitzvah, and to those who have celebrated in lockdown. Thank you.
Amazing. Incredible.
Beautiful. Such nachas.
That was absolutely fantastic, girls. Each one of you contributed such a unique perspective, and it was really great to hear. I wanted now to do something that I've never done before, because I'm not usually involved in these things. I'm usually sitting at the back watching. So I wanted to tell you a quick story, which I think encapsulates what it means to be a bat mitzvah. Because often you can hear about bat this and bat that, right? It's about you guys, and of course it is, but what about the mitzvah part of it? So there was a story that I heard about a man who wanted to go and find some money and become rich in order to provide for his family. And anyway, so him and his wife went overseas and left the rest of their family with cousins and aunties and uncles. And this couple, the man and his wife, the woman and her husband, went overseas to try and make their fortune. And they get to this island, and their boat pulls up on the beach, and instead of sand everywhere, there are diamonds. This island is the Diamond Island, and they just can't believe it. They found the wealth that they wished for. They're going to be rich beyond their wildest dreams. So they start schlepping all these diamonds and putting them in their pockets and in the handbag and in the suitcase. Anyway, so they want to celebrate. So they go onto the island and they find a restaurant that they can celebrate their newfound fortune. So they order a fancy 4-course meal, the foie gras, what else do they have? The palate cleanser, the sorbet, and then with the veal and what else is there? I don't know. They had a lovely dessert as well, a bottle of champagne. And when the waiter comes, they say, he takes out, the bill. Can you pay your bill, please? So yeah, just take one of these diamonds. It's probably worth many thousands of pounds, but we've got millions of them. So the waiter says, I'm very sorry, madame. I'm very sorry, monsieur. But on this island, these stones you're giving me have no value. They are utterly worthless. You see, they're everywhere. In that island, diamonds were like sand. They weren't special. They weren't particularly valuable. Anyway, they had no money, so they spent the rest of the evening washing the dishes. Thank you for that. If everyone could mute themselves, that'd be great. I can't usually do this in shul, but anyway. So they had to the rest of the evening they had to wash dishes in order to pay off their debt to pay for the meal. They're stuck there for many months in order to try and fix their boat and get enough to survive. And they were found out that in this particular island, instead of diamonds for money, they had something that was much more rare and valuable: fish. That's how you had to pay for things. People had fish in their wallets and their purses. They would schlep out a few fishes in order to pay for things. And this couple soon found out that diamonds were worthless on this island, but the currency was fish. They'd pay a haddock, they'd pay in cod. If you wanted to buy a house, you'd have to give quite a few place. And what else is there? What other fish is there? Lots of fish. And they found that fish were very valuable. Anyway, so after months, it turned to years. And this couple, this man and woman, had been on this island far away for so many years. They forgot about home, but they remembered they had to get back home. So they gathered as much fish as they could, because they were so used to the fish being the currency, that they could be rich by having lots of fish. And they pile the boat full of fish because that's really valuable on the island. And they get back in the ship and they go over the 7 seas and they finally return to their family. And they say, Grandma, Grandpa, brothers and sisters, everybody, we're rich. We've got a boat full of fish. And all the family say, what are you talking, you Meshuggah? This is crazy. Fish aren't valuable here. Don't you remember? and they say, yeah, we remember now. It's so depressing. Can't believe it. We brought back all this fish thinking we'd be rich, but we're not. We're just as poor as when we left. And they go to their room, and as they're retiring for the evening, the lady puts her purse to one side, and she sees in the purse there are 25 diamonds that were left there by accident, that she forgot to tip out when she was on the island where diamonds were meaningless. And they were rich beyond their wildest dreams with those 25 diamonds. You see, in life, we're sent down to this world with a soul, and in heaven, there's a currency of diamonds. They're called mitzvot, the mitzvahs that we do, the good deeds that we do. And when we come down here, we're told the currency is like fish. It's how many houses you have, how much money you've got, how many things you own. It's a different currency. And many people forget about the mitzvahs that we do and the value and the eternal value of the good deeds and chesed and mitzvahs that we do. And then the neshama goes back home after many years, and it's been trading in fish for so many years. It's forgotten the real currency. But when we get back to Shemayim, after 120, with the diamonds are still in the purse, those are the precious mitzvahs that we've done while we were down on earth. And that's the currency that lasts forever. And so when we think about being a bat mitzvah, every mitzvah that you do is a precious diamond. And even if in this particular time, in this world that we live in, those things are not as valued as they should be. Maybe they don't carry the right currency value, but they are the diamonds that last forever. And that is the journey of the soul. And that is the journey of every Jew. And that is the price and the value and the tremendous eternal value of every mitzvah that we do. So my blessing to you is that you should always have those diamonds with you in your purse. You should always have the diamonds of mitzvahs that will stand you in good stead and accompany you wherever you go, and they will be testament to the great achievements you will make in your life. Thank you very much. I'd now like to give you all a blessing. I'd like to invite the parents to do so as well. The Friday night blessing, the priestly blessing that you say at the bat mitzvah ceremony, if you remember it or if you have it with you, I'll be saying it as well. So you can just listen to the words and transmit them. Maybe you want to parents can put their hands towards the head of their daughter as we do to bless. And I'm just going to say, Yisimech Elohim Kasora Rivka Rochav Alea. God should make you like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yo'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. Yisroa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. And God should grant you peace. And now I'm going to play us out with a song you may know. Put it on gallery view. Okay, Mazel Tov, everybody. Thank you so much for being involved. We're going to be played out now with a song, with a little tune that you might have remembered from the past. And here we go. Looking forward to seeing you all soon when the shul reopens and that we can get back together. Please God in good health. Mazel Tov to everybody. Here we go. Mazel Tov, 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 Ma Love Chicago. Good night, Radlett. Mazel tov, everybody. And see you next time.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
I'm muting everybody if I can. Yes.
Mazel
Mazel
tov.
tov.
Mazel tov.
Mazel
tov. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. Mazel tov. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Don't have a question. Stay on. Okay.
Yes.
All the best.
Come on.